Just in time for the end of E3, it's time to look at a WonderSwan exclusive game. Yes, it's another RPG, but this one doesn't involve any giant robots. Of course, I'm talking about Last Stand, published by Bandai and released on May 27, 1999. Last Stand is a game with a tiny but devoted following. It's hard to find any information at all about this game, but looking around the Japanese side of the web, I managed to find two things. One review and one fan site which is being regularly maintained 18 years after the release of the game. Poking around the site, it looks like there's a single-digit amount of Last Stand superfans who are still actively playing the game today in 2017 and share strategies and stories of their playthroughs online. Perhaps the reason that there's such a hardcore interest in this game is that it plays completely unlike most RPGs out there. In fact, the fan site I found introduces the game by comparing it to sports management simulation games rather than to other RPGs. You, the player, don't get to have the luxury of exploring a world or navigating the battle system in this game. Your role is purely administrative in nature. There are two types of units, warriors and masters. Masters can have a team of warriors tag along with them. Your job is to decide which warriors follow along with which masters, manage everyone's stats and inventories, and dispatch them to various events taking place on the world map. More often than not, these events are going to be battle sequences, but once again, you only get to watch them happen and have no way of making any impact on the battle once it has started. The way battles are presented reminds me of Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube, as they tend to play out similarly to someone playing a beat-em-up. And both the party and enemy total health pool is represented in fighting game style life bars anchored at the top of the screen. When the battle ends, your characters gain experience and you're sent back to the main management menu. Whenever you're not on the march to progress the main storyline, you can stay back at the castle and have access to a wider range of activities with which you can improve your party. You can grind for experience in any of the areas of the map you've liberated, you can send your warriors to school, and you can recruit new warriors for your team. This is also the only place in the game where you can save, which is inexcusable for a handheld game in the era predating sleep modes. Once you've dispatched, you can't return to base, and a single dispatch can take 15 to 20 minutes, especially if there are cutscenes involved. Unlike the gameplay systems, the story itself seems to hit all the usual JRPG cliches. The Roa kingdom lived in peace for several hundred years thanks to Kuruse's amulet, an item left behind by the first king of Roa. However, one day, the evil that was thought to be sealed away was resurrected, and monsters started being a threat to the inhabitants of the kingdom. In order to protect the kingdom, a band of 4 warriors joins forces with the immortal prince and princess of the kingdom to ward off evil for good. Last Stand's hands-off approach to exploration and battles is sure to be polarizing. If you play role-playing games because you want to escape to a fantasy land and be the hero, this game pulls you right out of the spotlight, and you would probably hate this game. If you view RPGs as complicated interactive spreadsheets, then this game was made especially for you. If it wasn't made obvious from the superfans, Last Stand has a lot of replayability, because the game was balanced in such a way that there are many possible ways you can challenge yourself on subsequent playthroughs. Last Stand also gives you 4 save slots you can use, so you can keep multiple runs going in parallel if you're that into it. Last Stand is precisely the kind of weird, unorthodox game I was hoping to see on the WonderSwan when starting this project. It's the kind of game that's easy to dismiss when sifting through a list of games because there's hardly any trace of it left on the internet, and it takes a while to figure out exactly what the hell is going on if you're going into it blind. I hope to find more games like this on the WonderSwan soon.